So this is a piece for Detroit, and I'm from the West Side, and I love every part of Detroit. So y'all just take it in. If you have never slid down the giant slide on a potato sack, then you may not know my Detroit. If you've never eaten a coney at 3 a.m., you may not understand why it doesn't matter how many games we win or lose, we wear our D hats and tats year round. Our streets were built to the rhythm of a hand clap sound. I am a Detroit lion on Linwood, a rebellious tiger on Tireman, a Stanley Cup carrying Red Wing on Rutherford, a Detroit Piston constantly putting up new nets round forgotten white backboards and orange squares. Rebellion cities have never had it too easy. Innovative freeways aren't always paved in gold, but that thin strip of M8 we call the Davison is a conduit to every future highway in our nation, and so is the assembly line steel and wheel of our cars. Detroiters have always kept this country moving. Revolutionary people don't always get good press, but it is in our DNA, in our bloodline gift to survive. When the surface of your skin has potholes that blast temptation records through your pores, when the tips of your fingers are blessed by international waters, and you are now under the world's media microscope, constantly checking your arms for track marks and close-ups of how you look once the high is gone. You are simply one city built above crystals. You are the river of freedom. You are the tenacity of Malcolm, the truth of Sojourner. We are the fish fry at Granny's, the swim mobile, the Brightmoor soccer team, Dynamo's Deli on Plymouth, the Bog Center, the car school for gifted children, the old school suite of Dutch girl donuts, and the sweet potato sensation cakes across the street from the mural cover beauty we call Artist Village. We exist in the brilliance of our young debaters, our champion athletes, our self-empowered rockers, our young farmers and dancers and scientists and future social activists. We are 5E Gallery and Arise Detroit and Black Women Rock. We are Namdi Gallery and the Charles H. Wright and Goodwills and the opposite of white flight. Our babies are ice dreamers, young souls on ice hockey players up early at Butzel on Wyoming and Linden. We are cultivated young visual artists at Cultural Roots Art Camp inside Mama McKinney's home every summer on Prentice and Cass. We are Coach Shahid's basketball camp at Renaissance High School. We are all necessary coaches who act as fathers and moms who create safe sanctuaries and rite of passage programs for our daughters. Raised by 1968 men, hollowing out our hearts to hide their future children from Reagan's 80s invasion. Men who knew music was power and dancing slow was an act of love. Men on the line of assembly, Coleman A. young men who fought to desegregate fire and police departments, and curses were like poetry when they decided to fire back. Politics were the people's conscience, and Marvin Gaye was our battle crier. We know work. It is our witchcraft, our deep south anxiety attack, our dreams of something greater for the ones that come later. The men who look like daddies even when they weren't. Dob had gangsters against a snakeskin shoe. Sunday best men, Saturday all night men, straight back men with pride, organizing frontline union workers, men who made women touch their hats and adjust their slips as they pass. Construction workers with steel-toe boots carrying brown-bag lunches. Beautiful Detroit sisters, we are not urban fiction. When the pulse of our city stops beating, then the soul of American music and man-made industry dies. A metropolis with a broken heart, a split-in-half baseball field for months, a train stained with broken stained glass eyes that can still reflect that we are a city with pride. Our neighborhoods fighting for their namesake. We may have abandoned homes, but we are not an abandoned people. I hear outsiders talking about a new Detroit, but I remember the beauty of old Detroit. The block parties, the Cass Co-op, late-night car races, the hip-hop shop in the 7 Mile Strip. Tigers baseball around a bonfire on any corner played loud enough for the entire block to listen. I was raised inside this sound. I walked down Joy Road to get to school. I found lifelong friends on Ward Street in Stahalem, Pinehurst and Mendota and Manor and Littlefield, Tyman and Plymouth and West Chicago and Rosedale Park and Mack and Bewick and Gratiot and Harper and Connor, Cashew and Mansfield and French Road and Heidelberg and Jefferson and Van Dyke and St. Albans, Bagley and Porter and Church and Holbrook and Evergreen and Verner, Marston, North End, Livernois, Chandler Park, Rouge Park, Palmer Park. I was raised on the Hamilton bus stop stories, the Purple Gang, Glory, Hudson's and Kresge's 5 and 10, when bell hours open and live way past 10. We, the spirit, rising inside Alice Coltrane's Holy Ghost harp. We the ooh baby baby that makes Smokey smile melt tears. We the wonder bread smell of Stevie's harmonica, an international legend-making city. We are used to stones being thrown against our glassy lakes. Detroiters don't do fake. We do work. We make art. out of our neighborhoods. We made Anita Bakers and Mike Banks and Atkins and Mays. We made the Queen of Soul and John Doe. We made Proof and Slum Village and White M&Ms. We made Jackie Wilsons and Ruffins and Supremes and Winans. We made characters like Dreadlock Mike and Willie Jenkins told me we made Jump Rope from Wire. We used to make everything. We were 2 of the Fab Five and claimed the whole team. We the Bad Boys and the Earl Flynn. Don't talk about a city's feet if these are shoes you can't fit in. We don't sleep in late. We don't wait for someone else to do it. We surrounded by masters. We the graves they love to walk over. We the people the senses don't always count correctly. We are the sum of our grandmother's prayers and our native ancestors' wishes. My brothers had to take out the garbage, I busted suds in the kitchen. We southern rooted, country, Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. We grassroots soldiers. We Damon's Records and spectacles on Grand River. We the after hours, concrete and flowers. We know peace and Joe Louis black power. We the blue collar inside the rainbow of humanity. We the assembly line of work ethic and union muscle. Jay's chips and Fago red hustle. We a city of mosques and synagogues and temples and Baptist church preachers. We fly hijab rap sisters on Friday and some of the finest church-suited brothers you'll ever see on any given Sunday. We are Eastern Market on Saturday. Muhammad Mosque number 1, Fellowship Chapel, Greater Grace, Hartford Memorial, and we triumph. We Bakers, Keyboard Lounge, and the legacy of Burks. Some of us young enough to know that there is a young genius being brewed in this city, in the keys of John Dixon, the trumpet of Chris Johnson, in the writing of Dream Hampton, inside the sax of Ladero and Deshawn, the voices of Stephanie Christian and Monica Blair. We Dwele and Miss Corona, Black Milk, Wajid, and Invincible. We DJ Dez and Howrex and Sakari and One Below. We are college center of the movement. Detroit has spirits, not just the statue in front of the Coleman A. Young building. We got real-time spirits and ancestor spirits. All of them protect this city, stand as guardian. Our historians have names. Buy coffee at Avalon, still eat Coney dogs at Lafayette. Drink Detroit Red, go to Sweetwater for the wings. Eat the dark, enjoy the dark lights of Union Street, value the Cass Cafe. Detroit is easily translated into French and South African apartheid and the Berlin Wall crumbling down and Jewish and African Holocaust and black men in Italian suits and shades painting live at the Torino Music Festival and Underground Railroad stops. Stop and find a major city in this country. Find a musician on this planet that doesn't respect our history. Martin Luther King didn't preach his dream here first for no reason. Woodward Avenue is the spine of movements. Michigan Avenue baseball pitch and left arms. Grand Boulevard right leg walking the steel and grind of techno still breathing. Just past the east of 8. I'm trying. Okay. Still breathing east of downtown. We wipe away the tears of clowns. America would not be America if not for the Motown sound. The integrity and heart of our people are not bankrupt. We are rich with history, raised on tradition, our daddy's lessons and our mama's intuition. We have coaches and teachers and parents and activists and leaders on the front line of this riverfront. We ride bikes down the DeQuinta Cut. Maybe you've heard of us. We the people inside the Michigan hand. We indigenous Detroiters and we love our land. We make artists with international fans. I'm from a Detroit hood, so I'm a part of the plan. Somebody gotta show the young ones how to get up 75. We not ghost riding, we live and work in the city, and we are alive.